Las operaciones de paz de Naciones Unidas. Uno de los principios consagrados en la Carta de Naciones Unidas es el mantenimiento de la paz y la seguridad internacional. Las operaciones de paz no se encuentran definidas expresamente en la Carta, pero podemos definirlas como las misiones internacionales que involucran personal militar, policial, civil desplegados en uno o más estados, que han sido enviados por Naciones Unidas con el fin de ayudar a mantener o restaurar la paz en zonas de conflicto.
Since 1948, during the last 60 years, we have been maintaining so many missions. Now we have over 115,000 peacekeepers, both military, civilian, and police.
Less than 10 years ago, we had only 20,000 peacekeepers. Today, we have 115,000 in mostly 15 peacekeeping missions all over the world.
We're not the first response of the international community. We tend to be the last.
We are engaged in a little over half of all the armed conflicts in the world.
On all continents, from Haiti to Timor, Kosovo, Ivory Coast, Sudan, DRC, and Middle East, of course, Lebanon.
The countries where UN peacekeeping has been a key part of the transition from conflict to an enduring peace. I would start with Namibia, Mozambique. There were a whole series of them in Central America, starting with El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua. Central Asia, we had Tajikistan. Southeast Asia, we had Cambodia. West Africa, great progress in Sierra Leone and Liberia.
Las misiones de paz ya llevan 70 años desde aquella primera misión en 1948. Por más de 70 misiones en su historia, actualmente cuenta con 12 misiones activas con un personal total de unas 98.000 personas, entre soldados, observadores militares, personal policial, funcionarios civiles, tanto nacionales como internacionales, y voluntarios, todos ellos procedentes de 124 naciones. Lo que hace es que se compra tiempo, compra espacio, para que esa paz se mantenga durante el tiempo.
The United Nations peacekeeping forces deploy at a moment where people who are there are making a decision as to whether or not it's safe for them to put down the gun. What it does is it buys time, it buys space for that peace to take hold.
The world needs the UN to be in countries where the major players are not going or don't want to go.
Former Secretary General Dag Hammarskjöld had a line that the United Nations will never take people to heaven, but it can stop them from going to hell.
If there was no UN peacekeeping in the world today, more people would be dying in violent conflict. When a war ends in our age, 4 out of 10 of those conflicts will lapse back into conflict within 10 years. If you deploy a UN peacekeeping mission, then you can about halve the chances of that country relapsing back into conflict.
The Security Council has mandated 63 peacekeeping missions in the last 60 years, and 45 of those have been closed down, and most of them successfully.
Achieving some kind of stability, some kind of peace, and creating a space where you can actually start rebuilding.
The conflict has broken many parts of a society. The government is contested, the army is divided or non-existent, the police may have broken down. When a society is broken by conflict, you need to bring all of the elements together.
To go into places where there's been no real governance for decades, to try and not only put an end to violence, but help build the foundations of functioning states and functioning societies is a tall order for anyone.
Hopefully the future of peacekeeping is no more peacekeeping.
I wish that one day we would not have any necessity of deploying UN peacekeepers. That was my message.
In 1991, there were 17 major conflicts. That is 17 conflicts that killed more than 1,000 people a year, and 35 second-order conflicts. Thanks largely to UN peacekeeping, we've cut that by about half.
What happens at the end of a successful peacekeeping deployment is that we've helped to enable the local population to take care of these issues themselves. We don't do for them. We basically enable them to do.
It is within the capacity of our generation to end armed conflict in the world. Mankind has lived for thousands of years with armed conflict, and it is within our reach to end it.
Son una herramienta muy importante para la sociedad internacional para llevar a cabo el propósito de mantener la paz y la seguridad internacional. A pesar de sus evidentes limitaciones, dificultades y fracasos, se han consolidado como un instrumento humanitario. A raíz de los cambios en la evolución de los conflictos, las Naciones Unidas y sus miembros deberán trabajar en conjunto para proveer la asistencia necesaria en las zonas de conflicto, pensando principalmente en las necesidades de la población civil del lugar en el conflicto.